Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. The city of Greensboro qualifies for federal assistance to meet the long-term recovery needs of residents impacted by last month's tornado. Additional disaster relief will be available in the way of federal grants and loans from the U.S. Small Business Administration, or SBA, and FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Applicants may apply online for the SBA disaster loans using a secure website. To be considered for all forms of disaster assistance, applicants should register online at disasterassistance.gov or download FEMA's mobile app. The site will list the information applicants need to provide. Residents without internet or cell service should call FEMA's helpline at 800-621-3362. Those who use 711 relay or video relay services should call 800-621-3362. By registering for federal assistance online, residents will be able to enter their address to determine if it's in a disaster area declared for individual assistance, check the status of an application and request updates, and upload documents to support the application. The filing deadline for physical property damage is July 9th. The deadline for economic injury applications is February 8th, 2019. The city of Greensboro is collaborating with several local organizations to coordinate the tornado recovery efforts. Residents who need help securing financial assistance, such as deposits for rehousing, are encouraged to contact the Greensboro Housing Coalition. If residents need assistance with repairing damage to their home, they should call the city's Neighborhood Development Department. All homeowners who have been displaced from their homes should contact the Red Cross to determine if they qualify for disaster relief funds. The Red Cross will be available at its Greensboro office located at 1501 Yanceyville Street. In response to the federal disaster declaration, the IRS announced individuals who reside or have a business in Guilford and Rockingham counties may qualify for tax relief. The declaration permits the IRS to postpone certain deadlines for taxpayers who reside or have a business in the tornado disaster area. For instance, certain deadlines falling on or after April 15, 2018 and before August 15, 2018 are granted additional time to file through August 15, 2018. This includes the April 18th deadline for filing 2017 individual income tax returns and the April 18th and June 15th deadlines for making quarterly estimated tax payments. In addition, penalties on employment and excise tax deposits due on or after April 15th and before April 30th will be abated as long as the deposits were made by April 30th, 2018. If an affected taxpayer receives a late filing or late payment penalty notice from the IRS that has an original or extended filing, payment, or deposit due date that falls within the postponement period, the taxpayer should call the telephone number on that notice to request the IRS remove the penalty. In an effort to help each of us improve our quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's News for Your Health.
Regardless of what sport your teenager plays, and whether they play at a highly competitive level or whether they play for fun, we know that they want to win very badly, but we also know that equally, if not more important, is keeping them safe. My name is Dr. Robert Weiner, and I'm with Murphy Weiner Orthopedics. And I'm going to talk to you today about what the warning signs are, what to look for, and how to keep your teenagers and kids safe when they're playing sports at whatever level they're doing. When we talk about factors that lead to injuries, there's some things I want you to understand first about what an injury really is. Injuries can be from one particular event, such as you're running down the field and you go to make a hard cut and your knee gives out. That's one particular event. Or an injury can come from overdoing the same activity over and over again. We call those overuse injuries. And the problem is that not always do you pay attention to the pain. The young athlete may want to just continue to throw because they don't want to disappoint anybody, and so they continue to throw in pain. So the way to prevent an injury in throwing is not only to make sure your arm is strong, but also to make sure that your whole body is strong. So we really stress core strengthening for our throwers. That's true for not just baseball. It's true in tennis, because it's an overhead sport. It's true in volleyball because that can also be an overhead sport. It's true in swimming. So the one thing we tell all of our coaches and our parents when we're talking about their kids playing a sport that involves using their arm is, number one, if you start having pain, immediately stop. Because the more you throw or do anything in pain, the more you're going to do more injury. Then we go back and say, okay, you take some time off. You do a lot of stretching. Stretching is very important in any sport, whether it's baseball for your arm or your hips, you have to stretch those too. Whether it's football or basketball, where we stress a lot about stretching the lower body. But the stretching is important, the strengthening is important, and then resting. Resting is really important, and so we stress that a lot. And so when you feel like that you've done the strengthening and done the stretching, and if there is pain, and you've taken a week or two off, yet you've continued to work on the rest of your body, and if the pain is still there, you need to see us. We see a lot of times that, especially in the summer when these summer leagues will start up, that the kids will start playing on two different teams. And so one team will play on the weekends and another team will play during the week. And all of a sudden, you don't realize it, but they're playing every day and there's no rest, there's no downtime. And so we can see a lot of injuries from that standpoint. We see it in soccer, we see it in baseball. So playing on multiple teams at the same time is a real warning sign that an injury may be brewing. And again, if something starts to hurt, you have to stop. The other thing that we see that goes along with this is that there are many times where there are big tournament weekends, and there'll be 3 or 4 games a day on a Saturday and then on a Sunday. And that's also a potential recipe for a problem. So really paying attention to the amount of time that the young athlete is playing when you don't think it's a big deal, but if you start adding it all up, it's an incredible amount of exposure to the same sport, the same stress on their body over and over again. Just remember, at the end of the day, it's equally important not just to win and to outscore the other team, but also to make sure that you stay safe and healthy. So thank you. Now, for any other information on these topics, go to conehealth.com/orthopedics, and you can find all that information that you need. Thank you.
The summer season is a great time to ride your bike or take a few laps around the pool. People with disabilities don't have to sit on the sidelines. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The City of Greensboro's Adaptive and Inclusive Recreation Unit is in need of volunteers to help teach disabled residents how to ride a bike and/or swim. The I Can Swim program will be held June 11th through June 15th at the Greensboro Aquatic Center, and the I Can Bike classes will run from August 13th through August 17th at the Greensboro Swarm Fieldhouse. Volunteers must be at least 15 years old and able to commit to the same session each of the 5 days. Volunteers for I Can Bike must be able to walk or jog approximately 3 miles during each session. I Can Swim does not require as much physical exertion, but volunteers should be prepared to be in a shallow pool for an hour. No prior experience working with individuals with disabilities is necessary for either program. For more information, contact Alex Zaleski at 336-373-7507 or visit the I Can Shine website. Greensboro Parks and Recreation will host a Plan to Play community conversation on Thursday, May 17th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. The meeting will take place at the Simpkins Indoor Sports Pavilion at Barber Park, located at 1500 Dans Road. This is a floating session, therefore residents may stop by at any time. Plan to Play is Parks and Recreation's 2038 master plan, mapping out community recreation for the next 20 years. The community conversation will allow the consultant agency Landscape Plus Planning to showcase concepts of what the department could look like in the future. Residents will also have an opportunity to share ideas about parks and recreation. Public participation is an important part of Plan to Play. Residents who cannot attend Thursday's meeting are encouraged to take the online survey to identify preferred park amenities. As an incentive, one survey participant will win 4 admission tickets to the Greensboro Science Center. For more information about Plan to Play or for more opportunities to participate, visit the city's website. The Greensboro Youth Council will offer Service Learning Camp in June and July for teens ages 15 to 18. The June session is from the 18th through the 29th and will focus on food insecurity. The July session is from the 9th through the 20th and will focus on diversity and inclusion. The first week of each session is the learning component of camp, and the second week expands the learning through service in the community. Participants earn more than 50 hours of service at each session. The cost for the program is $40, which includes a t-shirt and snacks, but lunch is not provided. Participants can register for one or both sessions, and only 10 teenagers will be accepted per learning camp. Registration forms are available online, or for more information, call 336-373-4351. In an effort to spotlight and celebrate local artists, business owners, community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, the city is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro series. This day, we place the spotlight on tennis pro turned inventor Fred Robinson. As a tennis player, Fred Robinson has always known success. The accolades for the 67-time world and U.S. medalist run long and include Player of the Year in the Men's Open in North Carolina and Florida. Fred turned that expertise on the court into inspiration and a successful business, along with 2 other partners, Steve Earp and Tom Parker. Nearly a decade ago, though, while still playing, Fred noticed that standard compression gear designed for muscle and joint pain or injuries had little effect, was uncomfortable, and seemed to be well behind the advances of fabric science. That's when Fred decided if he wanted compression gear to work, he'd simply do it himself. He wanted the product to do 3 things: stretch, rebound, and stay in place. That led to the development of Body Helix's FormFit technology. Body Helix is now being recommended by doctors and rehab specialists, along with athletic trainers, physical therapists, massage therapists, occupational therapists, and chiropractors. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Jerry Walford and Scott Mothersbaugh, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. Gaining an appreciation for other people's views and cultural norms is what one professional development program sets out to do by giving each of us a platform for our voice to be heard. Coming up after the break, we'll talk about other voices. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Diversity within the workplace is what most employers strive to achieve. Team building is accomplished much easier if people are able to identify common ground from their differences. Joining me now to tell us about how to realize that common ground through a 25-year-old program called Other Voices is Lacey DeBerry. He serves on the city's human resources team and is a graduate of the program. Hello, Lacey. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Carla.
Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. So tell me about the premise of Other Voices and why did you decide to get involved?
Well, I was recommended by my supervisor at the time, Terry Wallace, because she's a graduate. So she thought in our line of work, because of the diverse issues that we face in human resources, it's probably a good idea to learn more about your own biases, your own, and how isms impact us. And that's the premise of Other Voices. It helps you to identify other things that are happening, even though most people, it can make you uncomfortable, it can make you kind of leery, but it helps to raise your self-awareness in terms of, wow, I didn't realize I felt this way.
Okay, and from that, you're in this group of other professionals coming from different organizations. What did your fellow classmates teach you about diversity and inclusion?
Well, it's intended to help you to identify where you can be uncomfortable, but they also confront you in a non-threatening way, but it makes you feel that, okay, I can't hide behind whatever my barriers may be. So helping you to identify that, and then the homework is on you to address it. Once it's been lifted up, is for you to begin to work through that.
Okay, and how do you apply the principles taken away from Other Voices in your workplace?
Understanding that in my customer service delivery, I may have some biases, as long as it does not impact my ability to serve my customers, and also work toward eliminating, removing, or even reducing whatever those barriers may be. So that helped me, and that's been almost 10 years ago.
Okay, and the program itself is celebrating its 25th year. So tell me, why is it still relevant, and why should people continue participating in Other Voices?
Well, when you look at the news today and you see some of the issues, not only racism, sexism, but other isms, I think it's a clear point that, yeah, we still have a lot of work to do. We've made some progress. We've championed some issues and covered some ground, but we've got a long way to go. So that's the relevance of Other Voices. We still need people to be involved in all facets, all sectors of the community, so that they'll understand the mosaic that makes this community as good as and as great as it can be.
And this is a foundation that came out of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Is that who people should contact if they want to be in the next round of Other Voices?
Yes, absolutely. Give the Chamber a call, let them know your interest, and they can start to plan for the upcoming class.
Okay, well, thank you, Lacey DeBerry. We appreciate you giving us the impact that Other Voices has had on you and others who have gone through the program in its 25-year anniversary, and I'm sure several people have been inspired by what the premise of the program is and that they'll be signing up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay tuned for a little-known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. One way to stay informed about what's happening in the city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings. The Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public, but if you can't attend, we broadcast the meetings live right here on GTN, and we stream the meetings live on the city's website. Council meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The first meeting of the month includes public comments, special presentations, and consent items. Meetings on the third Tuesday of the month focus on public hearings and city business. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The city of Greensboro is offering recommendations for how to demolish a single-family home if it was destroyed by the tornado. These recommendations do not apply to commercial structures. State law requires all homes be tested for asbestos prior to demolition. If the home tests positive, a licensed asbestos abatement firm must remove it. Afterwards, homeowners should get at least 2 or 3 bids from experienced and insured demolition contractors. A demolition permit must be obtained from the city's Development Services Office located at 300 West Washington Street. A copy of an asbestos report verifying the house either did not have asbestos or that the asbestos has been removed is required in order to obtain a permit. Once the house has been demolished, all debris must be removed and hauled to an approved construction and demolition landfill. Do not put piles of demolition debris at the curb, as the city will not pick it up. Most demolition contractors can coordinate the asbestos testing and removal, as well as the demolition and cleanup. A list of reputable local demolition contractors can be found through the Better Business Bureau. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendar for all the great events happening this week on the town.
Hey, this is Jody. May is Bike Month in Greensboro, and there are lots of bicycle-themed events taking place on the town. This Friday is Bike to Work Day. Get your bike out of storage and ride it into work with your fellow coworkers. Use hashtag Bike to Work Day to post on social media and join the movement which promotes the bicycle as a healthy and safe alternative for commuting to work. For a complete list of Bicycle Month events, go to greensboro-nc.gov/Bike Month. After you've biked all day on Friday, head over to the Green Acres Gala at the Greensboro Children's Museum. This is an adults-only evening which will benefit the Children's Museum. Billed as the food event of the year, enjoy delicious tastings from numerous restaurants, and live music will be provided by Jazz Revolution from 7 to 11 p.m. For more information or to purchase tickets, go to gcmuseum.com. You're invited to Dolly Madison's 250th birthday bash this Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Greensboro History Museum. Join us for tours, talks, music, and more as we celebrate First Lady Dolly Madison, born in Guilford County on May 20th, 1768. In addition, visitors will be able to visit a display of rare objects and archival items from the museum's renowned Dolly Madison collection, including Dolly's red velvet dress. This event is free. Log on to greensborohistory.org for more information. As you can see, Greensboro is a treasure trove of arts and culture. Help us grow and develop an arts master plan to keep the arts healthy and vibrant. Give your feedback on the current state of the arts and culture community at the Community Voices event with Mayor Nancy Vaughn on Thursday, June 6th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Van Dyke Performance Space. There will be food, entertainment, activities, and more. If you can't make it to this event, there will be a series of community engagement events and discussion groups happening throughout Greensboro from June 6th through the 9th. This is part of the Cultural Arts Master Plan effort to develop ways to keep the arts and culture thriving in Greensboro. Check out greensboro-nc.gov/gcamp for a full list of events and to fill out the survey. Keep watching FYI Weekly right here on GTN to find out more about events happening on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has 22 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. This week we place the spotlight on the Greensboro Police Department. GPD's new mobile command center is a 2007 Freightliner donated by the Greensboro Police Foundation. The organization raised approximately $120,000 to purchase it from a dealer in Pennsylvania. The vehicle features 2 double slide-outs, an impressive information technology infrastructure, kitchenette, and a restroom. The Mobile Command Center is GPD's flagship command and control vehicle that serves 2 vital functions: incident management and community engagement. The Freightliner replaces GPD's previous Mobile Command Center, a refurbished Thomas bus, which was purchased in 1998 using federal forfeiture funds. The vehicle is being transferred to the Greensboro Fire Department and will be used as a mobile command center for large-scale fires, community events, and smoke alarm drives, among other things. On the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO Shoutout. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO Shoutout. This week's shout out goes to Kevin Johnson. He is a traffic signal maintenance supervisor for the Greensboro Department of Transportation. As a member of the City of Greensboro Talk of the Town Toastmasters Club, Kevin won first place at the Toastmasters Annual District Conference, a statewide public speaking competition held in Charlotte. In August, Kevin will represent North Carolina at the Toastmasters International Speech Contest semifinals in Chicago. Prior to the state competition, Kevin competed in both local and regional contests. Talk of the Town is a Toastmasters club for city employees that formed in 2017. It's one of 200 Toastmasters clubs in North Carolina. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.